Organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on this Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV, #1 ranking. Find out what UI program was ranked top in the country. And later, Iowa Baja. Find out how one student org is giving students a hands-on experience.
We have a recap of Iowa football's Pro Day results.
And how Iowa women's basketball says goodbye to one of the greats.
And rain is on the way. Find out more in weather.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Becca Scadden. UI President Bruce Harold announced plans to create a combined fundraising foundation for the UI. He announced Monday the organization would combine the UI Foundation and Alumni Association. Harold asked the president and CEO of the UI Foundation, Lynette Marshall, to lead the new organization. And a bill passed last night by the House may spell trouble for 5 Iowa counties' minimum wages. House File 295 sets minimum wage across the state at $7.25. It also prohibits counties and cities from passing regulations that contradict this bill. Currently, Johnson, Lynn, and Wapello counties all have minimum wages above $7.25. Polk County plans to raise their minimum wage to $8.75 in April. These counties would be forced to reduce their minimum wages if this bill becomes law. Stick with Daily Iowan TV for further coverage. And Iowa legislators are considering extending the deadline for the sales tax. The tax has helped fund many Iowa school districts. Daily Iowan Metro reporter Jason Estrada is in the newsroom with more.
Thanks, Becca. House File 230 is an introduced bill by the legislators to extend the sales tax past 2029. The sales tax has contributed more than $400 million past infrastructure projects for school districts across the state. Right now, we are looking more into the bill, but right now it has not been passed lately, or there's no acceptance rate. The school tax has also been contributing to a new high school which is going to open in August 2017 and 2 elementary schools later on. As of now, there is no date and yet to be determined. Back to you, Becca.
The Newman Catholic Student Center and the student volunteer group Circle K are teaming up to fight hunger. The two student organizations are working together to raise over $20,000 for Mary's Meals. Mary's Meals is a global group that provides schools with food for students in some of the poorest parts of the world. Already over $11,000 have been raised. Both groups have planned fundraiser events in order to meet their goal. Circle K will be holding a campus-wide bake sale on April 18th, and the Newman Catholic Student Center will be holding a forum called Global Poverty and Hunger Alleviation on April 5th at 7 p.m. The UI Speech Language Pathology graduate program was ranked #1 in the U.S. Daily Iowan TV reporter Lauren Varell talked to a professor at the Wendell Johnson Speech and Hearing Clinic to find out what the program has to offer.
The Speech-Language Pathology graduate program has been offered for 60 years at the University of Iowa. When students apply to the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders, they can expect to receive a basic theoretical basis for speech-language pathology and audiology, while also receiving in-house clinical training in each of the speech pathology disorders. These disorders include, but are not limited to, speech, autism, stuttering, voice, and neurogenic disorders such as closed head injuries and dementia. The program provides students with a well-rounded classroom and clinical training.
The students hit the clinic first semester they're here. So they start in the fall and they are in the clinic the first semester they're here, and that's all hands-on experience.
With a productive and high-achieving faculty, Ruth Bentler, chair of the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders, says what sets the program apart from others is the ability for students to drive the faculty and the faculty to drive the students.
Again, the model here is clinical teaching. So I have 7 clinic faculty in speech-language pathology, and those clinic faculty each take a team. And the clinic faculty are showing, teaching, training the students on a one-on-one basis, basically.
When students finish the 2-year graduate program, the students have had both in-house and outplacement training in hospitals, schools, and private institutions. The program faculty says to have a job placement percentage of 100%. With the strong research taking place in this department, they can train their students to do things in the clinic they discovered in their own lab. With no recent or future changes to the program, the department only looks to increase their faculty size. This is Lauren Burrell, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, walking around campus this morning, it seemed like we were finally in for some of that nice spring weather, and I'm hoping Alexis has some good news for us. Alexis, can you give us an update on what weather's going to be like this week?
Thanks, Becca. Actually, today was really nice, but we're expecting some rain this week. Let's get to today's forecast. This afternoon, skies will be mostly cloudy with temperatures reaching 52 degrees. The clouds will stick around this evening with a high of 55 degrees. Temperatures tomorrow morning will be about 42 degrees with clouds. Now let's take a look at the 6-day extended forecast. Tomorrow evening, there's a 50% chance of rain with temperatures of about 52 degrees. The rain is expected to stick around for a while, as Thursday we are looking at a 90% chance of precipitation with temperatures in the mid-40s. The sun may come out on Friday with a high in the low 50s. Temperatures are expected to reach the upper 50s with partly cloudy skies on Saturday. There's a 50% chance of rain Sunday with temperatures in the mid-50s. And wrapping up the forecast, next Monday will be the warmest day of our week with a high in the low 60s and mostly cloudy skies. That's all I have here in the weather studio. Becca, back to you.
Thanks, Alexis. And one Iowa student organization is taking hands-on experience to a new level. Daily Iowan TV reporter Cole Johnson takes a look.
Giving a group of students an empty garage, unlimited access to tools and metal, plus complete creative freedom. And you would be surprised what can happen.
I saw all the cars and it just looked like so much fun.
Iowa Baja is a nonprofit organization out of the College of Engineering. The group builds cars and takes them across the country to compete in races against other universities.
It is the most fun thing that you could possibly do, going off of jumps, weaving into these tight, windy courses. It is so much fun. It was probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
The group receives some funding from the university, but it's up to them to fundraise for newer items.
A lot of smaller companies that they have not heard of us, they don't know what we do, so that's what a couple of our sponsorship sort of crew, they do a lot of cold calling, they try and reach out.
You don't have to be a pro at engineering to join the group. You don't even need any experience as long as you are ready and willing to learn.
If you don't know how to weld or use a mill or lathe or anything, we'll show you how to do all that kind of stuff.
I got the chance to take one of the cars out for a spin, and this group is the real deal when it comes to building a smooth ride.
Morning in Iowa City, Cole Johnson, Daily Iowan TV.
And I know we've got a big week coming up for Hawkeye sports, and Iowa football is finally back on campus. Let's toss it over to Alec and Taylor in the sports studio with more. Guys?
Thanks, Becca. Yes, while some Iowa sports have come to a close, others are in full swing.
That's right, Taylor. Iowa baseball will host our second home series of this season this upcoming weekend, and spring football also began last week.
But moving on to the new team being built for Iowa football, some players have been preparing for their future. Mary-Kate Harrion has more on these Hawkeyes.
As college football players are preparing for the NFL draft, Iowa football hosted their annual pro day for the players who are hopeful to continue on playing professionally.
Did as well as I could here at pro day. Probably get a couple mini camp invites, and from there on, it's kind of on me how well I perform.
Seeing everybody compete and going out there doing their best, it kind of just puts you in that mindset. Just get healthy. When your time comes, do the best you can. So once after the combine was over, I was just getting ready for pro day, and that was my main focus, was to train for this 40, and I did think I did pretty good.
I'm excited for it all. Excited for wherever I end up, wherever that is, whenever that is. I'm not stressing about a lot of it right now. I think a bunch of the stuff, the biggest thing, combine, Senior Bowl, pro day, that stuff's out of the way now. So it's kind of home stretch here. You got some workouts, some individual workouts, but you're always building for it. But I'm excited to see where I end up and where I land. So
it's just the way we do it at Iowa, man. We come in, we work every single day, and then you're rewarded by the end of it. And if you put in all the hours, every play, every rep of blocks 9 on 7, you get rewarded at the end if you keep your nose to the grindstone. And that's what I try to do. I try to work every single day, and I feel like my hard work's being rewarded with I was able to perform well at the combine, perform well today, and coaches get to see that, and so I really owe everything to this program, and so being able to succeed like that, I hope that it just keeps going, and I get picked up by a team and that likes me, that's all you care about.
Stay with Daily Iowan TV these next few weeks leading up to the NFL draft, as we will have one-on-one interviews with each of your Hawkeyes. Reporting outside the Iowa football facility, this has been Mary-Kate Harrian for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
As Mary-Kate said, keep tuning in to Daily Iowan TV to see some of these athletes' full journeys on their way to the NFL draft.
The women's basketball team lost in the Elite Eight of the women's NIT tournament Sunday afternoon to Washington State. It meant the final time playing in Carver for one Hawkeye star. Colin Murphy has more on the emotional night.
The University of Iowa women's basketball team hosted Washington State Sunday afternoon in what would be the final game of Ellie Disterhoff's career with the Hawkeyes. As time slipped away from Disterhoff, the senior never let up, continuously fighting to extend her illustrious collegiate career. The Hawkeyes fought until they could no longer fight, but it was not enough to save their season.
After 4 years, the Iowa women's basketball team all-time leading scorer, Ellie Disterhoff, walked off Mediacom court and to the bench for the final time in her career.
With the clock almost expired, head coach Lisa Bluter took her star out for the last time.
Obviously going to really miss it. I'm always going to be Hawkeye though, whether I'm wearing that jersey or not, and very, very thankful for the opportunities that I had while I was here.
Boy, she just does it all. You know, she does everything for us, you know, whether it's, you know, on the floor, off the floor, in the classroom. So it's going to be hard to replace her, but at the same time, this is what we do, right? Every 4 years we have to do this.
They all had great careers and did a lot for this program, so we just want to make sure that they know how grateful we are for their efforts.
Disterhoff's career did not end the way she wanted it to, but she still goes out in style as she's the all-time leading scorer in Iowa women's basketball history with 2,102 points. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Colin Murphy, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
As Colin mentioned, she did have a record-breaking career and certainly remembered as one of the greats.
Juggling between being full-time parents and coaching isn't easy to do, but for Jeff and Sasa Schmid, they managed to make it all work out for the best.
Jeff and Sasa Schmid have both had a love for the Hawkeyes ever since they were student athletes back in the day. Jeff played golf while Sasha played tennis for the Hawkeyes. Now married and with 2 kids, they're both living out their dream of coaching the sports they once played.
You know, last summer in June, we would have never ever thought that this could have happened, and let alone for me to have this great opportunity to come back and be at my alma mater. And now for Jeff, it really is amazing. And, you know, I think both of us feel like, you know, for me, the Iowa women's tennis program, and for him, the Iowa golf program, both impacted our lives in great ways.
It was a big commitment, actually, having 2 coaches in the family. So I've been, wherever she's been, I've tried to help out being assistant volunteer coaches, and that was fun for me. It was also kind of my own schedule, so I could come and go when I please. And with her traveling a lot, it really made it a lot easier.
With Jeff and Sasha both having sports backgrounds, their daughters Lucy and Lily have been exposed to the world of sports all of their lives. But it sounds like the girls might follow in their father's footsteps.
I'm pushing golf a little bit more than tennis, just because of the travel in tennis, and they play about every sport. I think that I play more golf and my wife plays tennis, so I think it's natural that I want them to kind of play golf. But I love tennis too, so it's whatever they choose.
He is a very good coach to them, and they're good little golfers, and they like basketball and they like dance and they play some soccer. But he's done a great job. They've got beautiful golf swings, and I think he'd be pretty proud if they continue to just keep playing golf.
It sounds like the future will be bright for Iowa Hawkeye women's golf. Reporting from Finkbein Golf Course, this has been Zachary Lohman with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Hopefully, we'll see Jeff and Sasha coach for a very long time.
Tune in tomorrow for a recap from the baseball game.
And for a look at one of Iowa baseball's top pitchers on the mound. Becca, back to you.
Thanks, guys. And before we wrap up, we'd like to welcome the newest addition to the Daily Iowan. Jason Brumman was announced as a new publisher. He will be taking over once our current publisher, Bill Casey, retires at the end of this academic year, after 41 years at the Daily Iowan. From all of us here at Daily Iowan TV, welcome, Jason. We look forward to working with you. Stay with Daily Iowan TV for more on Brumman. And that's a wrap for this Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. For all the latest Johnson County news, check out dailyiowan.com or pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan. From all of us here at Daily Iowan TV, thanks for watching and have a nice day, Iowa City.